Hey guys, my name is Zach. Welcome to the Joy of Hobbying. Today we're going to look at an ODST helmet tutorial, and we're going to start off with German Gray. I really enjoy this color. It's frankly one of my favorite colors to use for painting military stuff. And I'm going to coat the gunmetal finish on this helmet with this color. We could certainly try to replicate the stock gunmetal, but I find since we're going to be working with new parts that are unpainted, it's better to start with a consistent base to work from rather than trying to paint match everything to this helmet. So we're starting off with a decent layer of German Gray, and once we're done, we're going to mask up our visor, and we're going to hit this with some Rust-Oleum metallic finish. And I usually give this about 2-3 coats, and we'll let this sit for a few hours so that it can finish gassing off. But you can see here the chrome is excellent. Once we have that chrome done, we're going to come in with some Tamiya Clear Red, and we're going to mix that roughly 1 part red, 1 part clear, which is just like a thinner, and we're going to begin coating the visor. This usually takes about 2 or 3 coats, and I do them in fairly quick succession. The first coat is really just kind of like a tack coat, and then the second and third coats are going to be kind of wet. And when we're done, we're going to have this beautiful red and silver visor. Now, you can certainly make this darker or brighter depending on the color you want, but the guy really wanted it dark red. And he also asked for a stripe, which my camera died in the middle of filming, but yeah, it's just masking tape and Vallejo red with a little bit of German Gray. We're then going to take some steel, and we're going to get a sponge, and we're going to begin weathering this helmet. Now, you can do this as much or as little as you want. I personally think that ODSTs are gritty and super weathered in my mind. Usually they have like really difficult missions and whatnot, so I imagine that they might get a little dirty, and so I like my ODSTs nice and dirty. Now we're going to come in here with this Tamiya weathering kit, and we're going to use the middle color, which I believe is the light sand, and we're going to come in here and begin to blend this in with our weathering. And yeah, I really like this weathering kit. It comes with like a desert yellow sand, a light sand, and a mud color. And I find that these are really, really good for weathering. I'm then going to come in with the mud and blend that in with the sand that's already on the helmet. And at that point, the weathering and the helmet painting is pretty much done. I usually take like a Q-tip and kind of rub off some excess and then let it dry for a few days. You really don't want to use aerosol in this. I find that it eats it away when you have a nice weathering finish. Using aerosol can cause some of that to kind of wick off, I guess. I'm not really sure why, but I'd be careful. I just let it air dry since it is kind of like an oil-based weathering kit. And yeah, this turned out really good. It was actually so good, in fact, that I decided to paint up one of my ODST helmets from a long time ago, my first one, in blue, and you can see that process here. And here's sort of what we've been working towards. You can see the red mask here on the base. I still need to remove the ball joint, but I can always do that later. And then we have my blue visor here, which is an attempt to match the Funko Pop and the blind box trophies. And last but not least, here's Matthew Callahan's portrait, Galactic Warfighters on Instagram. This is with my first ODST helmet with the silver visor, and he is taking a picture here with this snowtrooper. And you can actually buy prints of this and his first photo. I'll put a link down in the description below, and definitely support his shop because he's a really cool guy, and he takes excellent photos. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something. Rate, comment, subscribe.